Yo, Tripolar Bear. I did 20 map testing for Rusted, Polished, and Gilded Legion Scarabs. So let's talk about my setup for the Rusted and Polished. We'll get to the Gilded a little bit later and how much money I made. So for your Atlas, I had set up where I took out a watchstone from each region so that I had the best chance at getting only 14, 15, and tier 16 maps from Glenach, which is where we're running. I obviously grabbed all of the Legion stuff, and then I grabbed a couple of the Beyond nodes here, just for a couple extra monsters. We grab and do Legion in Glenach because of the 100% more likely chance to include a general. And when we do get a general, there are both generals. You get extra sergeants, they have a 25% chance for a reward. And protracted battle, this just makes it a lot easier. You have 50% increased time to do the Legion, and they take 50% increased damage while they're in that stasis, right? They're a little frozen in time thing. So this just makes it a lot easier, and then there's just an extra chance for Legions. So that is my Atlas setup. For the middle Atlas passive points, of course, we're going to grab Secrets of the Stone. I like the Sextant thing. And then I grab Remnants of the Past and Neural Pathways for extra Shaper Elder Guardian maps, and then an extra chance for synthesis maps, as well as extra Conqueror progress, assuming you have all the passives for the middle tree. The most important one, though, is Secrets of the Stone and the Sextant one. Secrets of the Stone, very good, of course, for Legion, because 100% chance to include Templar Army is going to be pinnacle for farming this strategy. Templar emblems are about the same price as Mariketh right now. They're hovering very, very close, so it's better to do Templars because Templar has a higher chance of being encountered in the same way Ol Natol does compared to Chayula. And so Templar armies are going to be a lot better to have because they will happen more frequently, even if Mariketh is a little more expensive. But we have one Templar, 2, 3 Templar Watchstones, and then a Mariketh Watchstone because we might as well give Mariketh a boost. And so that when we do get a general, hopefully we can get a Templar and Mariketh in our Legion. Giving us a very, very nice chance at some really juicy splinter rewards. So that is the Atlas passives, the Watchstones. The Sextants, I just rolled for the Rusted and Polished. I just rolled with Awakening Sextants. Just rolled those on there. As for the juice, obviously, I did Park Map because it's nice and an open layout. Another, I think, a pretty decent one would be Tropical Island. I didn't know this. Apparently, Tropical Island drops like a 8 divination turn in for 7 exalts or something. So, you know, maybe some of your legions would be a little scuffed, but it, you know, it could be worth it if you get that divination card. But honestly, Park is just nice. It's very open. Sometimes your legions do get cut off. It can be kind of annoying, but it, you know, generally it's fairly open and it's a pretty decent map. Otherwise, you know, just choose whichever one that you think is best. But I did Park, and what I did was I grabbed Rusted Legion Scarabs because they're only 2.5C each right now when you're buying like in bulk. And so look at this, 2C for these, you know, it's super, super cheap. We started testing with Rusted Legions, and what I did as well is I bought a lot of frags, and I used these for extra quantity bonus. And I included that all in the cost. So now, this is the exact same setup that I did for the Polished Legion Scarabs, which I ran out of as well. So let's talk about the Rusted and Polished prices, because I did change the setup for Gilded. So this is just going to be Rusted. So the Rusted Scarabs over 20 maps made 600 chaos. Now it costs 320 to run these, and this is including the price of the maps. So I'm going to include how much money you make from maps because I'm including the cost of just buying Park maps in the cost of running this. So in the end, we only made like 280 chaos over 20 maps, which isn't, you know, it's not bad. Every map we did, we made 14 chaos. I'm going to assume maybe you can run these maps 6 minutes at a time, which means you can run about 10 of them per hour. And so you make about 1x per hour doing the Rusted Legion Scarab strategy. Honestly, pretty meh, not too crazy. It's kind of fun, but 1x per hour, including maps that you have to drop, is really not that good. So let's bump it up a little bit and let's check out the Polished Legions. Now, we went from 600 to 1,000. And the thing is, doing Polished Legion Scarabs, we only spent an extra 50 chaos. So instead of a cost of 320 to run these, now our cost, it's going to be only 370. So we only pay 50C more to have Polished What Polished Legion Scarabs do is they guarantee war hordes. War hordes, very nice because they will have a nice little kind of chunk of splinters alongside other random rewards that you can obtain as well. And so for the Polished, we made 644 chaos profit over 20 maps, which means every map we did, we now make 32 chaos. So we doubled it, right? Going from rusted to polished, we doubled the money we're making. That is really, really nice, right? So again, let's assume it takes you 6 minutes to run a map, which means you can do 10 maps in an hour. You're making 322 chaos an hour. At current X prices of about 150 or whatever it is now, I don't know, they're rising, whatever, Exile Mafia, you make about 2x an hour, right? We doubled it. We just doubled the profit we're making going from rusted to polished. And this is pretty simple stuff, right? The buy-in is fairly cheap. The watchstones are not that expensive for decent rolls. I think I bought mine for 70C each. There's tons of these for increased chance at Marikath. There's going to be tons of them for increased chance at Templar Army, right? 70, 80, whatever. The buy-in's not too crazy, and then you get a nice little money make strategy. It's not too wild, but it is a pretty fun one, and I do kind of enjoy having a couple things to bounce around, so whatever. It's low cost, low buy-in, very easy to set up. You just buy scarabs, get your watchstones, and then you pay. Oh, I forget one thing. Excuse me. I bought Legion on the map device, okay? This is really good as well. 6 chaos for a Legion. That is something that I did. I forgot to mention that. I did this for Rusted, Polished, and Gilded. So that's one more thing alongside the Scarab and the Sack fragments. That's not bad, right? 2x an hour for Polished Scarabs. But let's get to Gilded, because Gilded is when it starts getting spicy. So Gilded, we increased the cost of running our Legions. And we did this by buying watchstones that had a Legion sextant rolled onto them. And you can buy these on unique watchstones, which means they can go into any area, because you wouldn't want to buy a watchstone that can only be put into haywork, right? When you're trying to run them down in Glenach. So they'll roll these for Nemesis 3 for other farming strats, which I'll have a video on soon, because I'll be doing that. It's pretty fun for some, but it's about 40C for this, right? And you get 4 legions out of it. Make sure when you're doing this, you do area contains a legion encounter, obviously. Then you need uses remaining, because you don't want to buy 3 sextant or less uses. And then on the watchstone itself, make sure it has 4 uses remaining as well. And this should cost you about 40C per. Alongside this, we will run Gilded Legion Scarabs, because it will have a war horde and it guarantees a general for every legion within this region, the Legion region. And when you have a general, Legion encounters with a general have both generals. So now you're forcing 2 generals in every single Legion that you're spawning. And what I did is I had, my random sextant here with the Legion thing on there, right? Pretend this has the Legion sextant on it. Right, we had this one. I had still 1 Marikath, and then I had 2 Templars. So I would put my Marikath here. So I had 2 Templar watchstones, a Marikath watchstone. I had my unique watchstone rolled with a Legion, and then I just rolled the other 3 with random sextants. Then I grabbed my Gilded Legion Scarab, threw it in here with my park map, paid the extra 6C for this, and then had all my sack frags as well. And what this does is it guarantees you to have 3 legions and a chance of 4 because of the extra random chance at just finding one, which is really, really fun. And I like just doing legions, right? It's just fun content. I like exploding things. So that's pretty cool. So let's talk about the money, right? That's how you set it up. The TLDR is you're just doing Gilded Legion Scarabs with this sextant. That's all we changed from the last one. And you changed one of your Templars. So now we made 1,683 chaos by doing this Gilded Legion strategy. Now the cost did increase a lot. Instead of 370, now it's 770. But since we're making a lot more, right? We're making 1,683 minus 770 chaos, including the cost of the watchstones, the Gilded Scarabs, etc., right? All accounted for. We made 900 chaos over 20 maps, right? Assuming you can do 6-minute maps, we'll do 10 every hour. So this is 456 chaos per hour. At 150 chaos per exalt, we're making about 3x an hour. That's not bad. That's pretty good, right? You just buy some random watchstone, right? You just get some watchstones. This dude has like 15 apparently. I don't know. He's just mass rolling watchstones. Maybe you're spending an extra 5 chaos or something, right? This dude has so many. There are so many people rolling these. So, you know, that's pretty good for just buying a watchstone, buying some Gilded Scarabs, and then just blasting them with some sack frags. For 3x an hour, that is pretty nice. And look at how many Timeless Templar emblems we have. 6 Templar emblems, 4 Marikath emblems from doing this. A big thing I did, and what you should do as well, is you should favorite Tropical Island, because people will want to just run Tropical Island. It's a favorite for Delirium Mirror, for Nemesis 3, for etc. So favorite it and get a bunch of drops. And if you want, you could sell them. If not, use them later. Got about 50 stacked decks from that. And then we got the random other kind of stinky emblems, right? We have 6 of the Timeless Eternal, you know, some Karuis. I'm sure there are some Vols down here, you know, stuff like this. I got random Vol Wind Prophecies, you know, just like random good drops, like a couple Divines, right? You're just going to get like random things. For the incubators, I did put the incubators on my character because if you're going to sell the incubator, that means it's worth at least that price. So why not just use it yourself, right? So, you know, random. I didn't keep really good drops, right? I got an axe. I don't have that included in here. Anything crazy like that, maybe a really good unique I got, like, I don't know, I think Wind Ripper or something. Like, I'm not going to include that in here. But I'm going to throw the incubators on my character for just random extra currency because you're trolling if you don't. And that's probably where I got some of the stack decks too, right? Just random diviner incubators. You might as well just throw them on your character while doing this. You're kind of trolling by just selling them, honestly. But that's not bad. All right, TLDR, 3x an hour, running legions. That's pretty good. I like doing legions. Legions are fun. You're just running around, exploding things. And on Forbidden Right, with an Inspired Learning, it's even more of a blast with the speed, the violence, the elusive momentum we have. It's even more fun. So I'll see you guys on the live stream. Until then, bye.